we? Okay, so he was yelling at his dog. He didn't want his dog to, he explained to me that he don't want his dog to be friendly with strangers. He want his dog to be like some damn type of attack dog. Now, mind you, this dog looks like a damn mouse. My cats are bigger than this dog, right? So how much damage can this little damn dog do to anybody? I swear his dog was about this big. But he wants his dog to not be friendly so that he can be some type of attack dog. I thought that was insane. But I didn't express that. It's his dog, it's his house. If he don't want me touching his dog, then I wasn't going to touch his dog. His little 5-pound attack dog. I was not going to touch it. I felt sorry for the poor damn dog, to be honest with you, to have to put up with that abuse. So, dogs do have feelings. Right? So, he was like, look, I gotta go take care of some things. I said, oh, some things would work, right? I was like, oh, it's okay. You know, he said either you can go with me or you can just stay here. And I was like, okay, I'll just stay. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do. Now, mind you, he told me before I left that he going to take care of everything so that he don't have to leave me. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, okay, you know, because I'm pretty flexible. I was like, okay, take care of your work and stuff, you know? So he left me there with the dog, his attack dog that weighed 5 pounds, right? And I was like, actually, I was kind of exhausted from being stressed out and the trip on top of that. Now, when I first saw him, I was like, ooh, he's skinny. You know? I didn't think he was a big man, you know, because like I said, we FaceTime, but I didn't realize how skinny he was. I like skinny men. I like skinny men, always have, right? So that wasn't even a problem with me. That wasn't a problem. Like I said, I was more so into our deep conversations and stuff and how we got along. I like how we got along. So I didn't really care how skinny he was, right? So, when he comes back in the house, he starts saying that he's hungry. You know, what do I want to eat? All this kind of stuff. And then we listen to some music and we're talking. I was trying to like smooch with him. And he was sort of standoffish, right? Because we talked and I was like, I can't wait to kiss you and stuff, touch you. But when I got there, I mean, the first day, I wanted to smooch and hug and all that kind of stuff, right? None of that was happening. He was like, I mean, he wasn't doing like that or nothing, but I could tell that he wasn't really interested like that. So, I was like, okay. He was standoffish. He didn't want to, you know, cuddle or nothing like that. So I was like, you know, I had my feet propped up on the couch and I was like listening to music. You know, I had a couple beers and I was like vibing with myself, right? So, let's see, what else did we talk about? Okay, we had all the conversation, we talked. I didn't expect to go out the first day I got there, and I didn't want to. We had some dinner. While he was ordering, he wanted me to order off my phone. and he would go get it. So he was looking at how much it was and stuff, right? I ordered a salad, a Caesar, but it didn't have, our salads here in Delaware come with pieces of chicken on it, but theirs didn't at this particular restaurant. So I ordered a side of chicken breast so that I could eat with my salad. Chicken breast is $8 something. So he was like, why does it cost this much? And then he was like, oh, I see. You ordered chicken too. And I was like, well, yeah, because it comes, I was like, it didn't come with chicken. And I ordered some sweet potatoes, right? I was hungry. So, while he was looking at it, he said, oh, that's why it costs this amount. Stop it. I said, well, I can help you pay for it. What did I say that for? He spazzed out on me because I said I can help you pay for it. I can pay my part, you know. I didn't mean that in a negative light. I was trying to be helpful and polite. Okay. So what he did was, oh, I got money. He pulled out a roll of money and threw it in front of me. I got money. I got money. And then he went to this closet in the room and grabbed this suitcase full of money and said, see, I got money. I got money. I don't need you to help me. And I was like, okay. All right. I was like, I didn't mean it, you know, in a disrespectful manner. I just was trying to be of some help. I didn't know. I didn't say you didn't have any money. It wasn't even on my mind. But of course that went, you know, it all went sideways because I offered to help pay for my food, right? So there's another red flag, right? I was like, what is wrong with this boy, you know? So the food comes. He gives me a table while I'm sitting down and sets my food out for me. And he shows me this bottle of wine that he bought for me before I got there. And I was like, oh, you didn't even get the ghetto type. You got the real stuff, right? I was like, oh, thank you, you know. I'll drink it later, though, but thank you. I appreciate it, you know. And I drank a few Heinekens. I didn't even make it to the wine. But I ate some of my food. I couldn't eat it all, so it was a lot. So I put it in the refrigerator. He picked up my bottles and put them in the trash because I had about 3 bottles or 4 bottles? I don't know. I was drinking. So we still talking. Nighttime hit, right? And I was getting kind of, I had went to sleep when he left to go back to work. But then when he came home, you know, we ate and stuff, I was kind of sleepy. So I laid on the couch and he went to bed. No, he was on the couch with me for a minute. Now, all of a sudden, he's affectionate. When it got dark and time to go to bed, he's affectionate now. After all day, I've been trying to be huggy, lovey-dovey with him. Now he decides to be affectionate. So I was like, well, damn, that's a change of pace, you know. So I didn't even know how to like react to that because I was like, I've been trying to touch you all day. And now all of a sudden, now you want to be affectionate when it's bedtime? So I wasn't feeling loved or wanted. I actually was going to sleep on the couch. He was like, well, I'm getting ready to go in the bedroom and go to sleep. You can come on in here, you know, sleep on the bed with me. And I was like, okay, you know. It made me know, never mind, because I sleep on the couch in my own house, so sleeping on the couch wasn't a problem for me. I prefer the couch, but I didn't want to tell him that because I didn't want him to think that I didn't want to sleep with him. So, as soon as we touch the bed, he starts becoming like physical and stuff, like all that, you know. So I was like, you know, weren't we supposed to be talking about if we were going to be a couple or not? We didn't have that conversation today. Good. And he was like, well, I had told you over the phone that once you, that we were, no, here's how he worded it. He was playing word salad. He was like, well, I told you over the phone how I felt about you and what we were going to do. Word salad, because he still didn't explain nothing or ask me to be his woman or anything. Nothing like that came out of his mouth. So I took that as a hint, which I should have. So he was doing the touchy-feely stuff, and I was like, you know, I was like, I wasn't with it, right? Number one, he wasn't very friendly all day long. So, number two, he just didn't show like any real interest in me whatsoever. So, I wasn't feeling lovey-dovey at that point. So, I went to sleep. So when I wake up the next day, he's out in the living room on the couch. Oh, I left this out. He showed me a gun beside his bed on the dresser. What he did that for, I had no idea. But he showed me the gun. And another thing he did was he stood in the middle of his floor and said, you shouldn't be coming to stay with strangers like that because that's not safe. And I was like, why didn't you say that when we was discussing if I should come or not? Why'd you wait till I got here to say that to me? And I thought, this Negro is psycho. So when I woke up, I said, is it okay for me to go in your kitchen and get the rest of my food from last night? Because I wanted to have for breakfast. He's like, what are you asking me that for? And I was like, because I'm not home. I just don't walk into people's kitchen and mess in the refrigerator. He's like, I don't care. Just go ahead. So I did. Mind you, when I first came out of the bedroom, he was laying on the couch and he hopped up. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. I took a shower after I ate. I ate and I went right back to sleep because I was tired. I ate my breakfast and I went right back to sleep, right? And he was still in the living room. So, okay, after I woke up the second time, I took a shower and I got dressed, right? And I did come out and say hello to him and all that, right? Then I got dressed and I came out, I put on my shoes. As soon as I came out to the living room, he hopped up. He said, you ready to go home? Now, mind you, I was supposed to stay for the weekend, right? He said, are you ready to go home? He said it like he was anxious. And I was like, well, what I was getting ready to do was drive myself to the liquor store. He's like, oh. So now, what that action told me is that he wanted me to go home. He didn't know how to tell me. So, that's why he asked me if I was going home. I said I was just going to the liquor store to get something to drink, right? He was like, oh. I said, if you want me to go home, I will, you know, because I want no skin off my nose, right? So I was like, do you want to go to the liquor store with me? And he was like, well, yeah, I'll go with you. So I let him drive because he lived there and he knew the roads better than me, right? It was kind of drizzling. So while we was in the car, I was like, what happened to us going out and having fun and shit? He was like, it's raining. Can't you see? And I was like, you know, like, damn. And I was like, the rain doesn't bother me. He said, okay, well, then I'll take you out. I was like, well, that's okay. Never mind. It's raining. I understand. You know. And he was going to have a major conniption because I asked him about going out. So I really drove 2 hours away to another city to sit in the fucking house and look at your bony ass. That's what I was thinking, right? So at this point, he had pulled me up to some type of liquor store, right? I went in. It was raining. It was drizzling. He was riding around the parking lot. The parking lot was jam-packed. Cars riding all through. I said, just drop me off. I ran in. I wanted to get a couple singles, right? They didn't sell cold liquor. Everything was like warm bottles. They didn't have stuff like this, right? And they told me that they don't have that kind of stuff. You had to get that kind of stuff from like a store, like a grocery store or whatnot. So I walked out of the store and I was like, oh, I didn't know it was like that, right? Because they sell singles in the liquor stores in Delaware, right? So I came out and I was standing there and he was like across the parking lot at the stop sign. There was a car behind him. He was like, yelled out the window, where's your beer? And I was like, they don't have the singles. And he was like, you told me to take you to any liquor store. I was like, yeah, because I thought they had it. And he was like, get in the car. I kid you not. He said, get in the car. And I was like, and I ran to the car, right? And I was like, I didn't know if he was yelling at me because the traffic in the parking lot, he wanted to leave, or if I didn't know what the hell was going on. All I know is I was biting my fingernails. I was like, you know, I got in the car and I looked at him and I was like, why are you yelling at me like that? He was like, because you said you wanted to go to a liquor store. I took you to one and you didn't get nothing. And I was like, well, I didn't know that they didn't sell singles in liquor stores in DC. I didn't know you had to go to a grocery store for that, you know. And he was like, I told you. And I was like, it's not that serious. He was on 10 and I was on like 2. Okay? I was like, it's not that serious. Yes, it is. It's serious. And I was like, I'm not going to lose my life because they didn't have what I wanted. And you're not going to die either because I made a mistake. Neither one of us are going to croak or kill ourselves or be left starving or whatever over this little incident. It was a misunderstanding. So he pulls up to some like corner store as he's driving, right? And he's like, go in there. We're going in here so you can get your beer. And I was like, at this point, I was like, I don't want a beer anymore. I was like, I just don't want anything, right? And he is like, yes, you're going in here to get a beer. And I was like, okay. At this point, I was pissed the F off, okay? Because he disrespected me totally. So I got out the car since I was being made to go into the store. And I walked down the aisle. He showed me these beers. And I was like, I couldn't function. That's how mad I was. And I stood there and I was like, you know what? I don't want nothing. Turned around and I walked my behind right back out to the car. So then he comes out and hands me the car keys, right? I get in the car and get on the passenger side. I guess I didn't know if he was telling me to leave without him or what. I don't know, but I wasn't going nowhere without my stuff that I bought here, and it is his apartment, right? So he got in the car, he started driving. You could see that he was like angered. The Negro was angry the whole time I was there, to be honest with you, right? So what was supposed to be a fun weekend for me turned out to be a nightmare. We're on the way back to his apartment. There's no parking, so he has to pull around to the back of the apartment, up some hill and whatnot. So he gets out of the car. We're walking up. We had to go up like 2 flights, I guess. Instead of saying we're going up 2 flights, he says up. So we go up. Then he says up again, right? So, okay. We at his apartment. We go in. No. I say to him in the car on the ride back, I said, I have never disrespected you. I have never even raised my voice at you, ever, since we've been talking. I said, I don't appreciate being disrespected. He was like, I didn't raise my voice. I just told you to get in the car. I said, you didn't just tell me to get in the car like that. You said, get in the car. And he was like, you know what? This isn't going to work. This is just not going to work. You need to go home. That's what he told me in the car. This isn't going to work. You need to go home. I said, okay. And then he said it again. You need to go home. This isn't going to work. I was like, okay. I wanted to go home at that point. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't going to argue with him about it. I was like, okay. I was happy with it. I wanted to go home so bad any damn way. I was happy. So I just said, okay. I don't know if I don't know why he repeated it. Maybe he didn't think I heard him, or maybe he expected me to say, oh, please let me stay. I was like, okay. So when he pulled up to his place, you know, like I said, he was saying up. Instead of saying, yeah, it's just two flights up. This is the way. Up. Like I'm in the fucking Air Force or something, or the Navy or whatnot, right? So, I was like, went in there. I packed my suitcase. He pretended like he was going to take the dog for a walk, which I was glad. I was like, I don't even want him in the house while I'm getting my shit straight, right? So, I was packing my suitcase as fast as I could. And I had a big suitcase full of shoes and stuff because I thought we were going to go out and have a good time. So he's sitting on the couch when I was bringing my suitcase out. And it was a big suitcase. And my shoes. I can help you take the suitcase down. I totally ignored his psycho ass. And I lift that suitcase up because, you know, I'm not a punk. And I can pick him up probably and the suitcase at the same time. So I picked the suitcase up, got my thing, and I just was down. I carried that stuff down 3 flights of stairs. And I was so happy to leave. I ended up leaving a few things, but I'm fine. I can buy the same damn shit at home. Or, you know, it wasn't nothing serious. It was like a towel. And what else did I leave? My washcloth and some other stuff I left, but it wasn't important. It wasn't something that could not be replaced, right? So I sat in my car and I had to reset the GPS so I can go home, right? And it took me a minute. And I was just saying, please don't let him come out here. Just I'm trying to hurry up and set it, but it took a while, right? Because I'm not familiar with that car. So it was like I had to sit there for about 10 minutes, I guess. 10, 15 minutes trying to get it together. And I'm on my way home. I was hoping I could turn the rental car in so that I could not have to pay as much, right? So I'm on my way home. I got my music playing. I'm like thanking my ancestors that I'm alive and well. And I'm thanking my ancestors for him showing me who he truly is. Which I had that, I should have listened to my gut when it told me to get a hotel room. I should have went with that, the hotel room. But I didn't listen to my gut. So ladies, always listen to your gut, because you can't go wrong without that. I'm serious. We all have that instinct in us. When something ain't right, it's not right. And I didn't listen to my gut, my instincts. Was I 30, but was I an hour out? I was an hour out on the road. I enjoyed my ride home. I tell you, I was so thankful to my ancestors that I was safe and sound and out of that apartment. Because I felt like I stepped into a war zone. He was having a war. He was at war with his mental health. And I stepped into that war with his mental health that he was battled in within himself. And I tell you, I could cry right now because I'm just so thankful that I'm alive to see my children and my cats and stuff like that. I'm just thankful because things could have gone left. And I would not be here to tell y'all about that poor experience. People are walking around with mental health issues and they won't take their medication when they need it, really. Because I swear to you, I did nothing wrong the whole time I was there. I was sweet. I kept finding myself explaining myself the whole time I was there. He got pissed off with me because every time I would leave the room, I would grab my pocketbook and throw it over my shoulder. If I went to the bathroom, I would grab my pocketbook and throw it over my shoulder. If I went to the bedroom, I would take my pocketbook with me, right? He questioned me about taking my pocketbook with me everywhere I go. I said, because I don't know you as well as I think I do, and I just feel comfortable with that. And he was like, but I left you in my apartment by yourself while I went to work. So I don't understand why you acting like you can't trust me. And I was like to myself, this MF is out of his goddamn mind. I'm a grown ass woman. You don't question me about me taking my pocket. Why are you paying so much attention to my pocketbook if it's not an issue? You gonna tell me that I can't carry my pocketbook to the next room with me? Nigga, I don't even say nigga, but he almost made... I take that. I try not to call black people nigga, but some of y'all act like niggas. Really, you do. He bought that out of me. Really. But I was like, the whole time I was there, I didn't have to, but I kept explaining myself. Every little move I make, I had to explain myself to this psychopath. So when he told me that I needed to leave, I was relieved. I was so happy to get out of that war zone. I was so happy. I turned my music up in the car. It was going to be a 2-hour drive. Traffic. I welcomed it. I was so relieved and happy to be out of that apartment from around that psychopath. I was elated. Happy. And I enjoyed every moment of that ride home. I stopped and got me when I got to Delaware, I got me a vegetarian sub. I got a cold drink, turned the music up. I was gone and I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, the rental place was closed, so I had to end up paying for the whole weekend anyway. And back to when I was an hour out on my way home, you never guess what this boy did. He sent me a text saying you left your wine here. This is how psycho this MFer is. After he done kicked me out of his house for nothing, he gonna tell me that I left my wine at his house. Boy, what you think I'm gonna do? Turn around and drive back to your fucking crazy ass to get my damn bottle of wine? Why would you even do that? That's just psycho. Really, it is. Of course, I didn't respond because it's just crazy behavior. So, what? When I made it back to Delaware, then I get another text from this fool, which I should block, saying that he's sorry things didn't work out for us. And I was like, this bitch is out of his MFing mind. Really, he is. He really needs to get psychiatric help. Take your meds, boy. And by the way, his name is Luther, and he lives in Alexandria, Virginia, close to DC. Luther, that's his name. And he's psychotic, and everybody needs to stay away from him. He's not dealing with a full deck. So the moral of the story is, ladies, like I said, I'm thankful to be here to tell you this story. I'm not proud of it. And I decided I'm not going to be embarrassed of it either. If anyone needs to be embarrassed, it should be that fucking psycho. He should be very embarrassed. Very. And I know I can do better. I can find better. I love you. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Bye.